Hi, hello everybody. Happy Friday afternoon. Wait on a few of you to hop on here. It's Elizabeth from Ellie's Attic. Hello, hello. Well, it looks like we're all by ourselves. Oh, there's one person. Hey, Deborah. Let's see. Thing is doing some weird stuff now. Oh my goodness. Why does it do this to me? There. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Opa. I don't think Lindy's going to be with us today because I talked to her earlier. Yes, I've been busy, Penny. These things take a lot of work. So, oh, Lindy is here watching. Good. I'm so glad. Sorry, dogs are barking. Yeah, I've been busy. I went ahead and did some of the tedious steps just because I wanted to make sure this was quick enough because I know Gerald's coming on at 5:30, and plus I just didn't want to like drag y'all through each and every little step, and I feel like we're going to have to do another one of these to really get the appreciation of what all you have to do to it. And like I've said about everything, I suggest you practice. And one of the great ways to practice might be to just get some little like pickle jars or something. Let me go get this door. The cat just did his magic. Hang on. Brought him in here with me today thinking that would solve things. Of course, that was silly of me to think I was going to outthink the cat. But anyhow. But you can practice on a pickle jar or something just to get some of the mold technique down pat. And then this part is just going to be trial and error for everybody. There are a million options for the topper. I mean, you can see I've done it with this. You guys saw what I used the other day. But I mean, you could use a golf ball, a baseball, a mask. There's a million different things. That's the beauty about art. This is just an inspiration, and you guys can do whatever you want to with it from there. But what I went ahead and did was I got all the glue molds on. This is still just a tiny bit wet on the bottom. I put some vines on here. I did a vine around the top, kind of hide the tape because I wasn't real pleased with the way that tape was responding yesterday. Normally it's not that tacky. I don't know what was going on with it yesterday, but it was so stuck to my fingers, and I just was afraid it wasn't going to hold out. So, I did go over the back with some clay, which you can't see now because I've painted it, but I did do some clay up here, and then I did a clay mold here, which you can't see all the details because I've painted it. And yes, I'm aware that it looks like a kindergartner painted it, and that's kind of what I wanted, so just bear with me. But what I did is I pulled some of the colors that are in the paper. So I found this nice purple and a pink. I added the green for the vine, and we're going to bring in the black here in a minute. But I did not worry about painting these with detail. I just got the color on there because that's all I wanted to worry about. And I just got it all the way around, got everything painted. And then I sealed it. I like this 1 hour enamel from Wise Owl. This can right here will last you for 3 years. This is my second can, and I've been crafting for 2, and I've used it on furniture. So this is some really good stuff. I get it through Chalk It Up Fancy, but it's a Wise Owl product. And if you can find Wise Owl, you can get it. But you don't have to have that. You can use Mod Podge. You can use any water-based sealant that you might have that would seal this in. So what I did is I got it all painted with the acrylic paint on the molds after they were dry. Sorry, back up. I painted it with white chalk paint, the whole thing. Painted the whole thing with the white chalk paint. Let that dry. Then added the enamel, and what I used for the green was Deep Celery by Anita's. For the pink, I used Deco Art Baby Pink. And then for the purples, I used Anita's Hyacinth. And I just did that because I wanted to pull, like I said, the purple and the pinks that were in this already. So that's why I did that. And after I painted over the leaves and everything, I kind of swirled a little bit of it onto the white just because I wanted it to look a little messy. And when we do this next technique to it, you'll see why we did this, because we want it to look aged. Again, remember, this is what we want to be the focal point. And I'm not done with this yet either, so hang in there. But we want this to be our focal point and this to be also amazing, but not quite what is the total attention. We want this to be the attention spot. So that being said, I sealed it with this 1 hour enamel. That's a barrier that's on it. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to bring the details out on the molds. We are going to add some embellishment to it. Probably add a little metallics to it because that's my style. And we're just going to get this finished up. So it shouldn't take very long. And like I said, I wanted y'all to just see the end process, because anybody can paint like a kindergartner, because that's exactly what I did. If you look at those, they look crazy. I did not worry about getting all of it covered. I didn't, see, you can see I didn't come all the way out. I just kind of slapped some color on it. And that's basically what you want to do. I just wanted it on there so that we had a background color and something to work with. So now what we're going to do, sorry, excuse, I still have the colors on here, but we're going to take just some black acrylic paint. And y'all have seen me do this before, but we're going to put it on a surface and add water to it. We're going to make a wash. We're going to have to do this a lot, so, but we're going to start with one little area of it. And you want to add a lot of water to it because you want this to be super duper runny. And you want a soft brush. You don't want to, it can be a chip brush. It doesn't have to be a chippy brush, but they're really soft. But this is, I've just got this other brush that's super soft. So I'm going to show you. It basically just looks like black water. You can see it running all over my plate here. So this is what you're going to want to do. And this is probably going to freak everybody out, but you're just going to paint this onto the surface. And we're going to do it all over this top part here. And you're going to do it in little sections. You don't want to do it the whole thing all at one time, but you want to just kind of wipe that on there with the brush, get it in those grooves. When you do this, everybody kind of goes, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. Then you're going to take a paper towel. You can use a baby wipe too. But I want to leave more of it on there. So I'm just going to wipe this with, that brush is going to roll off the table. I just want to wipe it with this paper towel. I might go back over it with a baby wipe in a second. But what that does is it gets down in those grooves. And so now look at the difference that made on this. You can see the leaves now. You can even see the lines in the middle of the leaves. And that's, you couldn't see that before. So we're going to do a little bit more on this butterfly. And we'll just chat while I do this. And I'm going to get this going pretty good so that we can. And you got to do the barrier for this to be really good. Opa and I talked about this a while back. She did it and it got really dark and she couldn't figure out why it got so dark. And it's because she didn't use a barrier. And you can use Mod Podge, like I said. You can use anything that's going to seal it in. Well, what you want to do that for is so that it doesn't stain everything, and it gives it something to grab onto a little bit too, but you can control it a little bit better that way, and it gives it more of a an aged look, and the barrier is what makes that work so stinking successful. So see, can you see how much different that looks than that? So it's giving it an antiqued look, which I'm crazy about. It's almost like using the wax. It's very similar to the wax process. This thing is rolling like crazy. I don't have it in the middle. But I just love this technique. I learned it from Chalk It Up Fancy. They do it all the time. They buy those cheap things at the Dollar Tree, the little statues that you paint, the bisque ones, and they do this to it, and it makes it look like a completely different piece when they get done with it. And so I've tried it on a lot of things. I've used different color paints besides black. I've done it with a bronze, I've done it with a blue, and it works great. So experiment a little and get out there and see what you can do with it. Just play. I just like it because it brings out details and stuff, and it gets down in those cracks. And you can do it as heavy as you want to or as light as you want to. And I think I'm going to add a little more black paint because I want these butterflies to be a little more detailed. I am going to go around them with some metallic, but I do like that. I'm going to add a little black to it and kind of go back over that butterfly. Once again, I feel like I'm not talking to y'all because I'm so engrossed in the details here. So, yeah, sorry, Melissa. I jumped on at 4:30 today because I don't want to get on Mr. T's time because he's gonna be cooking here in a little bit. So I wanted to get this done, and plus I'm home a little earlier on Fridays, so give y'all your Friday nights. You don't have to hang out with me too long. Even though I would love to hang out with y'all, but y'all, I'm sure have other things you want to do tonight. It is Friday. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. So let me show y'all the difference. That may add a little more black to it. And it, to me, that butterfly looks way better now. So, just going to keep doing this all the way around it just to bring out these details on everything. Hope everybody had a great week. I'm so happy that Friday's here. I don't know if I think I told y'all, but tomorrow I'm going with my oldest son. We have a Van Gogh immersive exhibit. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically they take the works of Van Gogh and they project them, and you walk through the whole exhibit and they're all around you. It's like they're on the wall and the ceiling and the floor, and you just walk through a Van Gogh painting, basically. I don't know if they do it on a projector or how I don't know. It's going to be very cool, and we're doing that tomorrow. That's my Mother's Day. That was my wish, was for somebody to go with me, and he's my artsy kid, so he likes to do that stuff with me. So this is Tyler, my middle child. So he and I are going to do that tomorrow. And the best part is it's out at Graceland, which is also cool. They have a theater out there. So we're going to go out there, which is nice because that's where I grew up. And I love being out there and kind of thinking about old days. So that'll be fun. So we've almost got this done. I'm going to flip it around and kind of go through and show it to y'all and show you all the spots and all the detail that it added. But I'm going to touch up a couple spots too and maybe do them a little darker. What's everybody got planned for their Mother's Day? Can't believe it's Mother's Day weekend. You know, this sounds terrible. Now that my mom's passed, I forget about Mother's Day a lot of times. Same with Father's Day. I know that's awful, but I do. I forget that it's coming up, and my kids have to remind me and say, hey, what do you want to do for Mother's Day? And I'm like, oh, it's Mother's Day? Oops, who knew? But we're going to go out to eat Mexican food on Sunday night, and that's fine with me because I will take it. All right, just a little bit more to do. Hang with me, and I'll show it to y'all. And again, like I said, this is very similar to doing wax on it, but it's just a little more, I think it defines things. It gives it a rustic look, and it just kind of completely changes it. It gives it that old world vibe to me. Let me get the inside of this handle. Don't want to miss that. And of course, we're going to let this sit and dry because it's, you know, it's going to take it a minute for this stuff to like really settle on there, but we can still work with it. But all right, let me show you what it looks like, just the difference that made. Those of you that weren't here at the beginning, I guess you'll have to go back and do the replay, but look at how much more defined that is. And it makes it look like that clay has always been there. So I got the back of the handle. Just did that. So, yep. So there we go. A little bit right there by the leaves. All right, so I think it's aged enough. Looks like we got it pretty even. But you don't want it to be perfect, because obviously if it was aged and it was sitting outside, it wouldn't be perfect. It wouldn't age at the same time. It would have different spots that were a little darker and what have you. But I think that just makes that look so stinking cool. So what do y'all think? You love it? I love it too. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to read comments and talk to y'all. And apparently I can't do two things at once. So now what I want to do is just to kind of, you know what? I don't need that anymore. I can see a disaster happening when I stick my arm in it. What I want to do now is I've got some metallic paints here, and I just want to put a little pizzazz on the vines and the butterflies, and just kind of touch it up, and these leaves up here, and just give it a little something something. And then I'm going to take the gold leaf and go around this butterfly's edges, and then I've got one last little thing to put on it. So yeah, this will be quick. Like I said, I wanted to have y'all off here so you had plenty of time to get ready for Mr. T, because you know, we got to go see G make his delicious dinner. I can't remember what he's cooking tonight, but I just remembered it looked phenomenal. Okay, so this is my purple. This is that paint that I mix up with the diffuser, the powders. And I'm going to put it on my finger because I can control it a little bit better that way, and just kind of touch some of these wings, these butterflies with it. I don't have a pink one. I do have a rose gold, and I'm probably going to do a little of that too. But just want to give it a little shimmer and a little metallic, because I you know, y'all know I love metallics. And just kind of give it that little touch. So that's really it on the purple. I just wanted to get that on the butterflies. Now I'm going to take some of the gold and put that on the vines. So hang tight. Like I said, this will have to dry a little bit more, but this just pops it out just even a little bit more to me. You know, anytime you do something with an antique finish or the wax, you should always bring in a little gold, just because it gives it a, I don't know, it raises up the, I mean, you could do just regular wax and stuff, but the gold takes it to where it looks a little more sophisticated and it finishes it off really nicely. I'm gonna do just a touch of the rose gold, just to, you know, kind of have a bunch on here. Gotta stir it up, hang on. Not gonna do it everywhere, just gonna do a little bit here and there and kind of touch these wings with the rose gold a little. Okay, I think that's all we're gonna do with that. So that's, can y'all see all that? See how pretty that looks now? I just think the metallics add just a nice little touch to it. Let me hold it up where y'all can see them a little bit. Just to give it a little more oomph. And once this is all the way dry, I will go back over it probably with another sealant just to keep those molds safe. But as you can see, I think it makes it look like this is an old pottery jar that had these molds already on it. And to me, that's what's so cool, because if you remember, this was just a big old ugly brown growler bottle. And I think that the bottle actually said, "My drinking organization has a charity problem." That's what it said. And I thought, oh, this is just the perfect growler for me to redo. So now I'm gonna take a little bit of this gold leaf. I think I have a skinny brush over here. Yeah, and I'm gonna just go around these edges just to kind of give it a last little finish there. And thank you guys, I think it's pretty too. But I'm gonna take this and do the edges of the butterfly with it. And remember, like I told you, this is an oil-based paint. So as soon as you get it finished, when you go to clean your brushes, just use a little Dawn and it'll take care of it. And I'm not gonna worry about the underside that much, because, you know, nobody's really gonna see that. My dogs are running up and down the stairs. I don't know what they're doing. Probably something really wrong. Ah, Bailey. Oh no, that's Riley. That's my old lab. She just goes where she wants to. Hello, Riley. Hello, girl. Behave. No barking. Charlie's not here, so they're all misbehaving now. So, let's see. I'm almost done here, guys, with that. So there, so you can see the sides now. That just looks a little more, makes it look a little fancier. Makes you wonder what material that little butterfly was made of. And I'm gonna put just a tiny, I'm just gonna etch a little bit on the back here where I've got all that clay and stuff, just to make it look like that was some sort of metal or something too, just to, you know. I'll do a little bit on this piece here. And one last thing I want to do with this liquid gold is kind of hit these antennae, the ones that did get to keep their antenna, just to kind of pop those out a little. I'm doing the tops of their wings too. Why not? Okay, that's it. All right, so that we're done with all that. Now the last thing I want to fix on it is, to me, I think this is done. To me, it's perfect. What do you guys think? Yes, I did see the new papers that she released today, and oh my gosh. I'm going to show y'all something that I'm going to do for my granddaughter. Well, I can't show you all of it, but I give you the idea. And one of those papers is absolutely perfect for what I want to do for my granddaughter. So I'll show y'all that in just a second. Yeah, my cart is full too. Actually, I got a printer. Yay! But she said today that you have to spray something on them if you have an inkjet printer, not a laser printer. So I got to do a little more research or talk to Catherine and find out what that is. So anyhow, I thought they looked pretty. Thank you so much. I think it's pretty too. All right, but it's not beautiful yet. We got one more thing. I've had this little brooch forever. I got it at Hobby Lobby Metal Gallery for $4.99, and I think I got it when they were like 40% off. So I don't know what I paid for, a couple bucks. See how pretty that is? She's got a pretty little face. And I think we're gonna take that and put it right here to kind of hide that clay and just kind of give it a little finishing touch there in the center. So I'm gonna get my E6000 and my hot glue and get that ready. And then she will be finished, I believe. The butterfly garden jar. And this just goes to show y'all, you can make anything beautiful. I mean, it just takes your mind and your thought and just try it. You know, what's it gonna hurt to just give something a try and see? I mean, like I said, this was something I bought at Goodwill for a couple bucks, and I've added quite a bit of embellishment to it, but this is something really beautiful now. And hang on, I'm holding this on here and try not to burn my finger with that hot glue because I put a mess of it on there. Oop, and it's dripping. Hang on, guys. Got some glue webs. All right, so let's see what y'all think of this. I think it looks beautiful. Kind of think we need to do something on this handle. Like maybe a little gold on it, or yeah, I think I'm gonna paint it gold. I don't want to do that, but I'm gonna paint it gold with this gold leaf real quick. Just to kind of, that's my last little finishing touch, I think. Now we're finished. Now we are. So that's that. What do you think, guys? Let's talk about it. What do you think? Does it look good? Yeah, I don't have any tiny butterflies to land on the handle. I think that would stick out too much and would take away from the monstrous butterfly on top, but not a bad idea. It does have a tiny one right here landed on it, so I'd pick it up again, but it's got a lot of wet places now. Let's see if I can find a spot with straw. There we go. So there you can get a good look at all that. So that's my growler. That is that's the first time I've done one with a piece of wood and a Dollar Tree butterfly and stuff. So, and this is the first one I've done with clay molds. I like it. I think it's something different, and I think it looks pretty cool. Thank you, Lori Ann. I think it looks amazing. No more butterflies. I agree, Tony. It's got enough. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. One of the things I'm working on is building a website, and I'm not going to put many items on there because I can't really put a whole bunch of stuff on there because I never know what I'm going to get from the Goodwill and what I'm going to upcycle. So, and by the way, since we have about another 20 minutes, I'm going to show y'all what I got at Goodwill today. And then I'm also going to show you what I'm going to make for my granddaughter. So, and I just got notice that my Amanda made butterflies that I ordered last night are on the way. So it just popped up on the screen. Anyhow, I don't know if y'all saw Lindy's live yesterday, but those butterflies that Amanda made, are the cutest things ever, and Lindy made them look just just immaculately amazing. They were unbelievable. But yeah, so this is our butterfly bottle. Yay! Oh, I'm sorry, Tanya. Yeah, I think that brooch matches perfectly too. I've been saving that forever, and I thought she was so pretty. I wanted to do something magnificent with her. So this will probably go in my pink room, unless somebody's like in love with it and calls me or messages me. But I just think it turned out great. And I was a little nervous yesterday because what I didn't want to do is step on Kathy DiDomenico's toes with her bottle, because she's teaching a private class on her bottles. But this doesn't look anything like her bottles. And some of the technique of putting this on top is hers. But the rest of it is pretty much, this is something that is not, I don't feel like I'm stepping on her toes now, but I do think she would love this, and I think she'd think it's pretty, but this is different than what she does, and I think there's room for all of us to do great things, and she's inspired me with so many things that I do that sometimes I feel like I channel her because she's like my hero. But and the same goes with other creators that I follow. But I'm going to move this. I'm going to show y'all a couple things if y'all want to hang out and look at that stuff. Just saw 2 people popped off as soon as I said that, but hang on just a sec. I'll put him back here so he can dry. I am going to make this, my grandbabies are getting their big beds. They're getting big kid beds, and please don't judge. I know they're 3 years old. They're a little over 3 years old, and they should probably already be in big beds, but you've got to remember there's 2 of them and 1 mommy. So she gets to make those decisions, and I will 100% back her up. But what I'm going to do is I'm making each one of them an oval mirror for above their bed, just a nice, it's probably about yay big. And they both have wooden trim around them. Hers has the filigree, and I look really great. Has the filigree at the top and is real fancy, and I'm gonna decoupage some paper around it. Of course, y'all will probably see me do some of these steps to it. And then Kathy at Royal Funky Junk has been making these unicorn mirrors. So I was one of the lucky people that found one of the last unicorn heads at Hobby Lobby. So I'm taking this sweet unicorn head. Look at that. Is that not awesome? And I'm going to stick her in the middle of that mirror with all this other fantastic stuff going on. So this is going to be what's above Campbell's bed, and then, or on her wall, wherever her mom decides. I don't get to make those decisions, but I'm going to hang this in the center of the mirror, and imagine the mirror around it, and it's going to have magic stuff all over the mirror. So I think this is going to be really cool. And look, its horn is already sparkly, so that's even better. I'll more than likely wax him so you can see his eyes and his mane a little bit better. But these are sold out online, and I swear it's because of Kathy. I told her she was Oprah, and that it's like her book club, that once she says something, then everything sells out on Hobby Lobby. But do y'all want to see the Goodwill haul from today? Give me some stars, or not stars, I don't get those. Some hearts if you do. I need a website with all of your pretty images. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, by the way, Tanya went to what's it called? An estate sale, I guess, today. And she sent me about 2,000 pictures of all the stuff she got. But she is amazing, Lori. What I was going to say is about my website is I am not going to probably have a lot of things to list because I just can't really nail down one thing. I don't sell kits. I don't... whatever, but I'm thinking about doing custom order bottles and letting people pick their colors and kind of telling me what they want to do, and order them for princess bottles or different things like that. So
because I did make that one collegiate one for my son-in-law, which was pretty cool. And I really like those bottles, and they're fun to make. They just take a lot of work. So what I was thinking I would do is maybe just list those as the thing I'm gonna offer. Of course, anything that I make is up for sale, but let's look at this fun stuff. Let me get it all. Hold on. Sounded like a tornado. Hang tight. Okay, so here's the problem. My room is too small, and I can't even walk over here. Okay, so look at this little chair. It's handmade, it looks like, and it says Beanie Babies Timeout Chair. So this thing is probably 20 years old. But it was $2.99, and I just thought, you know what, that's super cute. Probably going to paint it. And I don't know if y'all have seen Amanda Maid make the chair that you put out for somebody that's passed away. Well, this is going to be our chair at my house for my mom and dad. Sorry, scam call coming in. So I just think it's so cute. Look how cute it is. All right, so I was going to say the wrong thing. I got a bunch of frames. Let me show you these frames I got because I love them. I got this one, which I don't know if you can see this wood. It's got the the back's coming off of it. It's got the wildest finish. It almost looks like shell, but it's not. It's wood. So I got that one. I got this one, which is metal and very steampunky. It's got horseshoes. Then I got this one, which is awesome. Look at all that detail. This is what I look for. I look for ones that have a wide wood part to them and have detail on them so that I can add stuff to them. And then this one, I thought this one was really great. See how this is so thick? That's a good frame to craft on. You can decoupage on here. You can paint. You can do clay molds on here. You can leave it just like it is if you really want to and just focus on the center. Oh, look, y'all. It's Stevie Ray. Can you see him? Stevie, will you look up here? There's Stevie Ray. Can y'all see him on the back of the chair? That's his spot. Loves to hang out there. So those are my frames. And then I just had to be like Lindy. Lindy, is this your tray? Is this just like it? Good for you, Gina. Patron bottles are the best. Is that not the prettiest? I'm going to do probably paint it and decoupage the center with some beautiful rice paper from my sweet, sweet digital deco designs. I thought it was too, Lindy. I thought it was the exact tray. What'd you pay for yours, Lindy? Do you remember? Because I got ripped off. I think this one was just put out today. That's why I got ripped off. Yeah, May the 4th it got put out. I paid $5.99 for it. I think you paid a lot less at Bartlett for this one, which is funny because we always say that the Bartlett one is too, they're too proud of this stuff. But then I got this great milk can. It's just thin, but I thought this was really cool. And I love these details on it. And I thought this would be fun to make over. Thank you. I think he's pretty beautiful too. Aren't you beautiful? You a good boy? Are you a good boy, Stevie Ray? He just has gotten to where he's sweet. He used to be Satan. He's a lot better now. He'll still bite you every now and then. I got this cute little basket that looks like a pumpkin. And I love... Sorry, guys. I love pumpkins. So this one was... Riley. No. 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 Go. Out. Go. Out. Sorry, hold on. Out. Out. She's been been so good until just then. My neighbor, the nerve of her, she came home. And the last two things I got this monster wash tub thing. I'm going to plant flowers in this and put it outside. I'm going to drill holes in the bottom and put that outside. And then this is the thing that I paid way too much for, but I had to have it. I paid $14 for this, which is against my rules. But OMG, how awesome is this thing? Look at the bottom. And this has, there are fleur-de-lis on it somewhere. I found them today when I brought it home. Oh, on the top. I have no idea what I'm doing with this thing, but I had to have it. It's gorgeous. The green is, Lindy, this is your color. But oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. I walked past it 3 times. I was mad that it was $14.99. And then I just decided that I was going to have to buy it anyhow because it's too pretty. I just don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I'm going to leave it as is or if I'm going to paint this bottom part. I'm not doing anything to this magnificent green. I think it's stunning. But I might like dry brush a little white on this or something. But oh my God, it's just, look. Oh, it's just beautiful. Stevie's in the wash tub scratching. He thinks that's his new place to hang out. So that's all I got today, though. I spent too much, $14.99 on this, but I don't care. $15. I would have spent that on coffee and lunch today, so it's not a big deal. But and I'm gonna keep this for myself, so I wouldn't have got it. In fact, let me look and see. I thought I looked at the bottom. Yeah, it was originally $39.99. Does not say where it was from. It is not for food, but it is made in China. But I still don't care. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So that was it. I just ran in there too on a lark. I've got to stay out of the Goodwill. Got to stay out. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna, I want this lighter. So I'm probably gonna do some dry brush on this because I don't like, it's a reddish color almost. And I'm not crazy about that. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I got to study it. This one will probably wake me up in the middle of the night tonight. So, well, that's it, guys. That's all I've got to share. It's 5:13. Go get you a little something to drink. Get settled to watch that sweet Mr. Gerald Tate cook some delicious food tonight. Belle Lily shirt. Go to Lindy's Linktree to get her discount and to buy this under her affiliate thing. They've stepped up their game. My first load of stuff I got from Belle Lily, I hated it. This batch is amazing. I've loved every piece that I've had. So yeah, they're doing a lot better. And yes, you're going to see me over there. Of course, I can't. If Gerald's cooking, I got to be on there watching him. I'd really rather to be sitting there eating and drinking a glass of wine with my Lindy Lou. But yeah, it's 5 o'clock on a Friday, so there's no way I'm getting on Germantown Parkway right now. But yes, I love this shirt too. So am I going to do the unicorn mirror? I don't know if I'm going to do it online or not. That's kind of Kathy's jam, but I'll definitely show you a picture of it when I get it finished. I might do the decoupage part that I'm going to do on the outside just because I could do that with anything. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do on my grandson's. He obviously does not need a unicorn, although he probably could have a unicorn. I mean, hello, who cares? But I want his to be cool and unique too, and I'm trying to find something as much of a statement as that unicorn head. He loves golf, and I'm going to try to see, I think I still have some of my dad's golf clubs here, and I thought about somehow cutting them down and attaching them to it so that he'd have a little piece of his grandpa, because he never got to meet his grandpa, Papa, as my kids called him. But I don't know. I'm still thinking if I can find something. He loves sports and he loves golf and he loves trucks and trains and all that, but he won't love trucks and trains forever. That's a thing that he'll outgrow. Little girls like horses and unicorns pretty much for a long time, so she'll have that for a while. So I want to make him something that'll last. Did you really, Tanya? Yeah, if I do clubs, though, I want them to be my dad's. You know, I want them to have that meaning to it. So, but yeah. So anyhow, have fun. Go see Mr. T. And I hope everybody has the best Mother's Day ever. If I'm allowed to take some pictures tomorrow at this Van Gogh thing, I'll snap a couple and show them to you. Maybe get Tyler to even show his pretty face on a video. And if we can go live, we may go live outside of Elvis's, you know, cool little theater or something, just so y'all can see it. But love you guys to death, and thanks for hanging out with me. I'm sorry that took 2 things, but I'm glad we got to get it finished. And let me know. I'll see you Monday. Let me know if y'all have got anything else that you want us to work on, but I think y'all know that now I've got some more projects for us to do, so we'll get on those on Monday. Have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Bye.